And welcome back to the Careful Boys, y'all. We're extremely careful, the most careful show on the internet. Today we have Dunn.
Yeah, Dunn.
How you doing, man?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Good. Hey, get this water bottle out of the frame, dude. Be professional.
Last time you were here, was it for Ask the Expert?
Now he did a JTAC with us before.
It might have been the same day. Might have been the same day. Yeah.
But anyways, Don owns a company called Deep End Fitness, and they do really cool training in the pool. He's also a former Raider, which is Marine Special Operations, and he's a sexy dude. And now he's
a Las Vegas Raider.
He's and he's about to graduate from his MBA program.
Wow.
So he's crushing it in life.
What school?
At USC.
That's tight. Congratulations.
Nice, dude.
You must be proud, man. Because my parents are okay with my career choices.
Okay. They're different. How does it feel like to fucking crush life?
In all aspects. I don't know. I would ask you the same thing, bro.
Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that, Don.
Did you get resistance from your parents when you wanted to join the military?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Oh, they didn't want you to join.
No, I mean, like I would say it's like half between like, hey, you need to do something with your life, don't be a fuck up, and then the other half was like, don't do that. Don't go to war.
That's so crazy. But you went hard, and you weren't even like, yo, I'm gonna go there and be like a medic. You're like, I'm gonna go there and be a Marine Raider. Like, you could have chose a job that was like, you know, I'm gonna be the guy that's creating internet out there. You know what I mean? Like, or something else.
I want to be that guy right now.
Like, let me be the guy that's like
The modem guy?
Maybe I'll cook for the guys. You know, like, you know, you're doing your service, but you're not quite having bullets, you know, being shot at you. But you chose the let me go in to get shot at.
Yeah, how did
that
decision?
progress?
I've always been like addicted to like kind of the adrenaline rush.
But even out of like the branches, why did you choose the Marine Corps, and then why did you choose to become a Raider after that?
The Marine Corps, I think it was like they have a really high heritage and like tradition kind of sense of being the best unit or the best function in the military. So I believe that, and I went in that, and then I did that for the 4 years, and then also wanted to do something else because I don't think that the Marine Corps infantry was like where I belonged. I want to do something better, something greater. So then,
So you're like Marine Corps is the best. You did it, and you're like, it's alright. I need better.
Yeah.
Is it because when you went into the military?
That's pretty baller.
Is it because when you went to the military, you're like, wait, there's higher levels to this? And then you're like, what?
Yeah, I honestly didn't even know like anything about the military when I joined.
Fucking recruiters suck, huh?
Yeah,
I don't fucking tell you.
my recruiter's all right though. Yeah,
Hey,
he pulled me out of jail once, so
Whoa!
I gotta give credit to him. Yeah,
What were you in jail for?
stealing DVDs at Ontario Mills.
What was the DVDs?
He's
Like
more
Dumb and
Vietnamese than I thought.
You know,
Why are you stealing DVDs?
Why not?
You just wanted it?
Just for the rush. Just
for the rush.
He's an adrenaline junkie. You just said it. Stealing DVDs is step
the
one.
room, dog.
How did he bail you out? Like you saw a guy in a uniform come and he was like, he's with me, he could be
Yeah,
the
so
military.
they took me to the mall jail,
Yeah.
and then they took me to the regular jail, and they're like, hey, your mom needs to come pick you up, you know, from the thing. We're not gonna press charges or anything like that. And then I called my mom, and that was like the third time that year. So she was like, fuck no, I'm not picking you up anymore. Then I had to call my recruiter.
That's tight. Your mom was like, I'm not picking you up.
What made you want to call your recruiter? You guys were tight like that?
He was pretty cool.
So he was like, if you need anything, let me know, because I need you to hit my quota.
Yeah. that's I mean, you know, that's exactly why, you know. But I mean, at least he did that though, so that was pretty cool.
Hey, define the quota. What's the quota?
So like when you're a recruiter, you do have like numbers you're trying to hit. Like in all aspects of the military, like there's metrics you're trying to hit to advance to promote, right? Like in any job.
Yeah.
So as a recruiter, you also have that, and then like they have like districts and stuff that like in this district that you need to hit a certain number or whatever. And I only know that because I've worked at some recruiting stations where I got injured and stuff. And then there'll be times where like they're like, hey, that guy's Vietnamese. Hey Kwan, go talk to their family and convince them. I'm like, I'm Chinese. Yeah, but you guys like look the same, you know. You guys.
That's fucked up.
You guys talk to him. He's right.
No, he's right, yeah.
But that's actually how it happens. And then yeah, so they have like quotas and stuff.
They're not gonna send a white guy over there.
So you're saying for recruiters, like I fucking recruited like X amount, like killed it. They'll get just promoted to
What's a example of a quota? Like, what's a number?
senior recruiter.
So I don't know. It could be like
Sounds
per,
good.
no. So what happens is like in the recruit. So you got to think like in every part of the military, there's an entire like section like an operating, like almost like you know, like the executive branch, legislative branch, just the entire branch, right? So in the like recruiting system, what you see in like little plazas, that's like the bottom. Then you have like where they actually was MEPS, right?
Yeah.
Where they actually like do the physicals and stuff, and then you have like the entire. I'm pretty sure it's like a commanding general in charge of recruiting, probably, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's just like an entire system.
Training them.
So there's the ladder,
Marketing.
the ladder in every single thing. Okay.
If you're killing it here, then you can, you know, be like the recruiter of recruiters, and then go into like the MEP system and kind of like work your way up in that department.
Pretty much finding people for a
Got it,
business
got it, got
to
it.
go do your bidding.
Mostly just like cold calling. Like, how do they like find people?
They set up pull-up bars in high schools.
Yes.
That's the most.
So the
popular.
one that's in the mall.
You do the pull-up bar competition.
I've done it. I've done the competition. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
You're like-
high school.
They'll give you a
They
T-shirt.
were like, nah, we don't need you, and they kicked me to the side.
What about me?
I couldn't even jump up. I couldn't even reach and grab it. Yeah, it was a problem.
The ones at the mall. What are they doing in that office all day? Like,
That's what they do. They're recruiting and
oh, but when they're sitting in there, like they're just setting up different.
That's like for walk-ins.
Whenever I like would look at him as a team.
works across the hallway and the mall is like, I don't want to work at the mall anymore, dude. I'm gonna walk across the way.
I used to always like look in there and I'd be like, they're just sitting there. How come they're not asking me?
Yeah, so like the mall cop is like, that's my dream. I'm gonna walk into that office.
One day
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the courage to do that.
Yeah, they're probably doing paperwork, or they already hit their quota for.
So they don't actually walk through the mall and go, hey, you want to be?
Probably not the mall, but to high schools. They definitely do cold calls. Yeah, for sure.
Recruiters are boring. We're talking about raiders here. What's a raider?
Yeah, just the special.
For someone that's dumb, doesn't know shit, can you explain to me?
I'm a Marvel Avenger, and that's a different branch.
Which one are you?
I do the marketing.
You're doing a good job, bro. You're killing it.
You're crushing it.
Can you explain to him what a raider is and why you joined the
And
Raiders?
an Avenger after.
Yeah, it's just the special operations arm of the Marine Corps. So like the Navy has the SEALs, the Army has the Green Berets or the Rangers, the Air Force has their PJs. It's just the special operations arm. Yeah.
So like, what's some special operations you done?
What?
Is there a statistic of like? Is there a statistic with showing how many Marines actually make it to Raider, that try to get it?
I think there's a quota of how many guys they need to get through, depending on the demand of the unit of that time, right? If there's increasing forces needed to go over to key areas in the world, like during Iraq and Afghanistan, there's a huge push to recruit more people in, but also to get more guys to special operations, to get more guys in every functioning unit that goes and deploys and kicks down doors and like do that kind of stuff. But
Is that like everybody who joins Marine Corps tries to get there, or is that like?
no, everybody has their own job, right? It's just one specific job.
Got it.
Right? But
Can you walk through us a day in the life of what a raider would do? They're like, you get the call. All right, you're going to somewhere, right? So then you go, okay. You can't tell your family. You can't tell your. You gotta go. I gotta go. Bye bye. Right.
It just depends. Yeah, it depends
Yeah.
what mission set you're going on, where you're going in the
So
world.
how do you get the call? You get the call. You're like, hey boy, you're activated.
Or is it like activated? It's like born identity, where it's like you're in a corporate meeting, you're like beep beep beep.
No, it's not like that. It's
And we're like, I told you, bitch, I'm retired already. Don't come back after me.
He's smoking a cigarette too.
And they're like, we need you. You're the only one that can do it. And you're like, God damn it. Damn it.
And then you're looking at your wife, you're like, oh, I gotta go get some more ice.
and then it's a montage of how you're training to get back into shape.
Picks up all his old gear. Yeah, dude.
Well, without, I guess, really revealing too much, I know you guys got secrets to keep. What is a general, like, day in a life job of, like, what a raider does? Like, when they're working, or, like, what, you know, like assassinating bad guys or whatever. Like,
I would say every day
working
is
or
different.
assassinating bad
Yeah,
guys.
every day is different if you're in the United States, if you're overseas, and then overseas depends where you're at, what kind of mission you're doing.
so are you doing missions in the U.S. or just training? Never in the U.S., right?
So let's say you're overseas and you already know it's not fun over there. What's a day in the life like that?
Yeah.
What time do you wake up?
Yeah, like in Afghanistan, let's just use a day like that for example. When I was over there, I mean, sometimes you have guard duties, so you're standing in a tower by yourself for like 4 hours in the middle of the night.
Like fucking 360 view, you can get shot from anywhere, like that kind of shit?
I would say you have one corner of it. Depends where you're at, right? Like if you're in a bad area, then everybody has to stand guard, right? And then you wake up, eat breakfast, maybe get a workout in or something with some weights, and then
Today's video is brought to you by Curology. All right, guys, I've been on this for several years now, and it's a pretty easy regimen to do. But I also think that for skincare, a lot of guys lack in that department a little bit, and it's not their fault. I think it's just hard because the more you have to think about stuff, right? And then you have all these options. You have to go to the store. You have to get it when it's like you need to refill it, all this stuff. I think it gets confusing in the research and everything. At least that's how I am. And if you're failing on your skin and you're not really staying on top of that beautiful, glistening, nice, beautiful sexual self, you know what's gonna end up happening, right? You're gonna be an old wrinkle, old raisin. And I don't want that and you don't want that. So definitely go ahead and check this out. We have wonderful, wonderful Curology products here to save your life.
So guys, if you want ultra easy skincare that's actually made for your skin, Curology is the way to go. You'll get a custom prescription cream made for you by a dermatology provider for your specific goals. Whether that's tackling acne, clogged pores, skin texture, dark spots, fine lines, or something else, you start by taking a short online skin quiz. And if it's a good fit, they'll ship you your formula right to your door.
Get started with Curology, just like I did, with a free 30-day trial at Curology.com/offtherecord. Just pay $5 for shipping and handling. That's Curology.com/offtherecord to start your free 30-day trial. Cancel anytime. Prescription subject to consultation.
What's breakfast like? Middle Eastern food or MRE or what?
yeah.
McDonald's?
So when I was living in a village, you were eating Middle Eastern food.
Like a goat sandwich?
Goat, a lot of like flatbread, cucumber salad.
That sounds good.
It's actually not bad, yeah. And then you go, if you go visit like some village elders, establish the lay of the land, and then at night you go on a mission, depending on what you do, for maybe 2-3 days. You come back.
What's a typical mission like? What's like a regular mission that's not that like sexy, and what's like a crazy
What's
mission?
a sexy mission?
Goes out there,
Yeah.
preaches the Bible stuff.
So like going to a village elders meeting might be a mission, right? Because you're there to go get a key specific piece of information. And then a sexy one might be like, hey, we got that piece of information now. We develop it. We confirm where the bad guy is that we're talking about. And then the sexy one would be going there and killing that bad guy.
Oh, wow. So most of it is like, you're trying to
Pretty
kill
sexy.
this dude, but you don't know his whereabouts. So the other missions are just gathering the intel and all the stuff to put together a
Yeah, to build a
plan.
mission.
So there's a lot of politics and maybe even spy shit going on where you got to get so much information to like create a plan.
Yeah, I mean, it's like every other job. Like, hey,
I thought it was gonna be like Rambo, bro. Like I thought you were gonna go in like
plan.
you know?
I mean, if you're getting attacked and someone's trying to overrun you, then it would be like,
No, I thought you guys get dropped off in a helicopter and your team is just fucking like calling
On the way down with the parachute?
Yeah, all day.
I mean, that's sometimes, but not in
You
the
kill someone and
helicopter.
then you loot them real quick and you pick up all your supplies and you get more points.
Yeah, and then you teabag him. Just kidding. That's a war crime. I'm just kidding.
War crime.
So here's a real question, right? Because like when you watch all these movies, you don't realize that, you know, soldiers are also human and they cut out the things like we get travel diarrhea. Like when we're out and we're eating foreign food, right? You're gonna eat like a goat sandwich. Maybe a lot of the times if you're on an American diet, you're gonna get travel diarrhea.
Did you get diarrhea from the first goat sandwich?
So how do military guys deal with that? You're like in war and then you're like, oh.
You got bubble guts on the battlefield, yo.
These are serious questions
you
we need to
just
answer.
suck it up. I mean, but they also prevent a lot of it.
Do you just shit yourself?
I've definitely shit myself.
So you just shit in your pants and you have to, because you can't leave your post.
I mean, like, you can get someone to relieve you. That would probably be the best way. So you can go shit yourself. But if you're like on a mission, you're in a site, like,
There's nothing you can do, huh?
there's nothing you can do. You might have to shit in a PVC pipe. Sometimes.
Why can't you just shit on the floor?
Because then if you're in a hide site and you're trying to like do a reconnaissance on a
And you don't want to
target
leave your
site,
evidence.
you don't want to leave evidence.
Oh.
You could bury it.
Trail.
See how much of a pussy you are? I don't even know that kind of shit.
Bart, you honestly need to fix your hat before you call me a pussy.
That was a good Anthony burn, bro.
Hey, I'm Team Anthony now, bro.
Were you a specialist in any specific weapon?
My job was the communications guy and the what do they call it, JTAC, which is the Joint Tactical Terminal Attack Controller. So I called in the aircrafts for the airstrikes.
So you give coordinates like 45, 46, 27, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10.
Is there really like a
7, 8, 9, 10.
is there really like a laser sight thing that you can point a coordinate out? Is that a real thing? When you're calling in an airstrike?
There's like an IR pointer, which just shoots like a laser, but infrared, so you can't really see it with the human eyes, but the aircrafts can see it, or night vision, you can see it. There's actually like a laser device that shoots a coded laser code that shoots out, and then you have to keep it on the target, and then the bomb will identify that laser code on the battlefield, and then it'll track in on that laser
That's
code.
the coolest thing I've ever
I think my tax dollars paid for one of those.
Yeah. Now, that's tax dollars well
What's the
spent.
coolest toy that you got to like play with?
Shooting rockets are pretty fun.
You mean like this kind of rocket?
Yeah, that kind of rockets.
We gave a lot to Ukraine, right?
Give a shit ton of Ukraine.
Yeah, because they're just blowing up tanks all day.
You ever have like eyes on target, right? And you're about to shoot the guy, like the bad guy. And then right when he pulled the trigger, he goes, "Oh, I gotta pick up this thing." Fuck! I gotta do it again. And then he goes, "Ah!"
If I did, I wouldn't tell you that I did. I hit him for sure, dude. I hit that guy every time. It took 6 rounds, but I hit him every time.
What do you feel like your superpower for your unit was? Obviously, there's like your specific job, but like, what do you feel like your superpower is?
I think
You're like,
the
I'm
ability
fucking
to
good at this.
stay calm in the stressful situations.
Well, shit, I would for sure shit myself.
Yeah.
Was that something you had prior to military? Like a natural ability to kind of be calm in crazy situations?
I think like when I was stealing clothes and shit, I always got the adrenaline rush and still able to kind of like think what the process, like what I need to do.
Oh, you used to shoplift quite a lot?
I did, yeah.
So do you think that helped you prepare in a lot of weird ways?
I think like it just helped you like, hey, to think fast on your feet. Like what can I do in this
It
situation?
was like a gradual
So
onboarding.
you're like Eric Bana and Black Hawk Down.
But stealing clothes out of a mall.
Yeah.
I had this exact conversation yesterday because I was talking about some of my friends who are just like hardcore, like they did burglaries, all this stuff, and then they turned out to be great human beings when they became older. And I was like, I feel like white kids had an outlet of extreme sports. They'll do the crazy stuff and like get all that, youthful adrenaline out. Whereas a lot of minority kids will get into gang stuff. And then like that high adrenaline stuff was always realized in gang life. And then it's like, but now it's like you'll have way more people doing like extreme sports. But I think that outlet is hella important for young males. If you have that desire, because I remember doing a lot of stupid shit and it would progress. It's like when you're jumping into people's backyards, right? And then later on, maybe you might look if a doors is open so you could go inside because it's fun or whatever. And it just goes into stealing. Like maybe you're stealing shit as a kid and you're like, you know what? This is really profitable. It's free. Maybe I could just walk in and grab a TV and run out. And it goes crazier and crazier and crazier. But it's like if you could channel that in something healthy, man, that'd be so cool.
I once watched this video of like this white Navy SEAL dude, and then they asked him like, "How did you know you wanted to be a Navy SEAL?" And he was like, "Well, I found out that it's legal for us to overthrow a government." He goes, "I'm in." So it was just like for him,
It's illegal?
because he's been breaking into random things and just do crazy shit.
Yeah.
He's like, "Wait, you're telling me I get to be paid to be a ninja and overthrow the government with just a few people?" It's like, I'm in. That's
When you
pretty
say it
cool.
like that, that's
You know,
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
that is a pretty cool way to think
I
of it.
regret being too woke in high school because I had dreams to being in the military, right? So in junior high and all that, I was starting to buy like, you remember Soldier of Fortune magazine? All that stuff, and I was starting to study this shit, right? And then I became a fucking communist and when I was a freshman because my teacher. And then also I started learning about like, oh dude, hella mercenaries. At the time, before anyone even knew about Al-Qaeda, a lot of US people who just wanted military training so they could start doing contracting work, a cheaper way to do it was to join military camps of like terrorist groups. And then they would go get hired at like these military contracting groups, well not military, they're security contracting groups that like foreign nations will hire. and they'll get ex-military guys to just private mercenaries.
Like Blackwater and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy. And then the more I got into it, I was like, man, if I join the U.S. military, they're gonna use me, dude. And then so I was
Love
like,
that these are thoughts of like 14-year-old Joe.
Yeah.
He's like, which militia should I join in order to fight something?
I have to fight something.
At a Tapioca Express. Just thinking about
I just wanted to play soldier, man. And then I got to the side. I was like, how do I get to play soldier? But like, not really. And I was like, the Coast Guard.
Not really.
The Coast Guard is the one, man. That was the one.
Should have joined the Coast Guard, dude.
Yeah, the U.S. Coast Guard. But I don't know. I think that's pretty awesome though, because like, that's one thing I think everyone should actually just try to do, is go through boot camp.
Yeah.
Just mandatory boot camp. You don't have to join the military. Just fucking go through
Just to
boot
do
camp. Because I want to do that. I don't know if I'm allowed to right now.
I think it'll benefit more people than
I
that.
don't want to do that.
Because you know, some countries they have a mandatory like 2-year, like all males have to go to the military.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you
Like
think that's a
Korea.
good idea for like just the general public?
I think that makes sense sometimes. When I think of like obviously South Korea is very popular for doing that. Every boy has to, and if you don't, you're fucking going to jail or some random shit, right? But then you also think about that, and you think about like the size of their like island nation almost, and you think about like they're all one nation of people,
that's true.
right? Like one ethnic group, so they have to like represent all one unified thing.
That's true.
And then on top of that too, population size for their like per capita compared to like another giant country like America, it like makes way more sense it makes a lot of sense to be like everybody needs to be trained if we want to have a fighting chance.
Some countries you can choose military, or you can be fire or like police as well. Yeah, it's
Because it does build a certain level of patriotism, I think.
I'll be a mailman.
Yeah, like giving back to the community, kind of.
I'll be a mailman raider.
Kind of like understanding that we're all one ecosystem.
Yeah.
Versus, I think in a country that doesn't have it, it's easy to go like, what's in it for me the whole way through.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I'm kind of conflicted because a part of me is like, I love this country and I want to freaking, if it's time to get activated, we all gotta go, we all gotta do it, right? But then the other part of me is like, who's in charge profiting from this decision? Because I think the whole Bush shit, them making a ton of money, going into all these, countries, a lot of military dudes basically died so the Bush family can become rich. And I'm like, why? That's fucked up, Like if it's really, really to preserve our freedoms and people are attacking us, then I'm like, oh, 1,000%. That makes sense to, protect our community. But then now I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know, man. Like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? I'm kind of
The way that I see it, it's like a paid internship, Like who knows what Apple's really doing, but you go there to develop all the tools. So like the amount of tools that this guy has.
Oh, as an individual.
Yeah, like the amount of tools, being able to jump out of an airplane, go underwater, shoot all kinds of different weapons, understand how to read a map, like
Shoot a rocket.
like just the tools that he has as a human being that you get, it's
Invaluable.
yeah, it's like unmatched in any
At the risk of being used as a tool, though.
Exactly, just that's what I'm saying, like as a paid intern at Apple, right? Like
But I guess the death part is what makes it not so much an internship for me, where I'm like, if I'm acting
Quite the opposite, actually.
but that's the I guess
it's the territory of the decision that I make. But then I guess if we're talking about mandatory, because that's kind of what we were talking about, is everyone's doing it mandatory, then I'm like, I hope to God we have a politician that's like not doing it and using the military for their own gain. And then hopefully we have someone that's actually doing it because it's like, we need to protect the country.
Yeah, if all the politicians went through the military, they wouldn't treat the military the same.
Yeah, like Tulsi Gabbard, bro. Tulsi Gabbard's amazing right now.
So true.
yeah.
I'm giving the thumbnail for
Or
the
another argument is like presidents that have kids, before we go and wage war with another country, make sure your kid is in that war. If this is something that you're willing to put the nation to start some shit,
Better be
then you gotta bet with your own money too.
And it can't be protected in like it's only for photo op. Like they have to be a part of a unit. We have to fight side by side with them.
You have to vlog it the whole time.
They have to vlog it.
Politicians are just gonna have war kids then. They'll be like, all right, you're a war kid. You guys, I love.
You're a regular kid, war kid.
Hunter Biden,
probably what would
go
happen,
over there. You get me bad press all the time.